One is extends the idea of technology again and the privacy. One of the big issues in the United States right now is, should Apple open up the privacy of a phone? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And then the second one, it goes back to why you're here, which is what is missing in the Paris Agreement, and how can the SDGs, which have already been passed, that's already being implemented, how can that work hand in hand? Sorry to throw complex questions at you, but I have one last left.
Yeah, I'm actually going to defer on the first question because I am a member of the board and I have an obligation to let the company speak for itself on that. I think it's a better approach for me to take. But let me jump right into the larger question that you've asked. The SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, and the Paris Agreement have both come in the same year. Along with these two advances, there are several other new international compacts. And taken together, they represent the beginning of a new global era in which the community of nations is formally recognizing a set of obligations to steer our course toward more social and justice, climate justice, economic justice. We need to educate girls at the same rate as boys. We need to empower women. We need to deal with the lingering discrimination and persecution that so many minority communities have been experiencing for far too long. We need to take care of the environment. How all of these different mandates work together remains to be seen, but it's clear that many of them are overlapping. When we protect the forests, we save living species, and we help to reduce the climate crisis. When we move toward more inclusion in the economy, we support higher levels of social and economic justice. We have to supplement the global agreements with more capacity building, not only in the developing countries, which we often hear about, but in the developed countries as well. I think we need capacity building in the United States because our democracy is not in a healthy condition now. There's way too much influence wielded by those with large amounts of money. We need to restore a healthy democratic process. Our democracy's been hacked. The operating system no longer works for its owners, and we need to take it back. Again, I'm optimistic that in this new internet, digital, social media era, we are seeing the rise of popular grassroots movements in every country that really bring me a sense of hope and optimism.
Since I have no more time, but that grassroots movement turns into a mob like this.
Well, it's always been the case, and that is a risk that the advocates of democracy have always been willing to run, because in the long run, the benefits of harvesting the wisdom of crowds, trusting in what we know to be the truth, that all of us together are smarter and wiser and more effective than the smartest individuals among us. If we can create the social and political conditions that bring out the strengths in democracy while avoiding the dangers of mobocracy, then that is our best and only viable pathway into